welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature, typically at Haulover Inlet, but today we are visiting Boca, and it's a rough one. We got about an 18 to 20 mile an hour wind, some rough seas, and obviously some of our captains are gonna struggle. And this is going to bring us to the first round of our competition, and here in the first round, the boats are going to do nothing but throw out the best and go ahead and toss the blue top legend in the ring to try and do battle with Boca. Everybody go ahead and hit the like button now for the legend as she comes blasting right out of Boca Inlet. Even on her little whaler, on a rough day, she leans into the throttles and just goes completely at it. Here we're going to see she's going to make her turn south, come around the south tip of the inlet, making it out successfully and taking a win for the boats. And that's going to bring us to the second round of our competition with the boats up 1-0. Now here in the second round, the boats are going to toss an Intrepid in the ring to try and see if they can keep the momentum going and take another win here in the second round. And here comes our captain. We've got a really heavy following sea. He's got to be cautious. These heavy following seas can be devastating if not approached correctly. And like that, our captain does it. He winds up stuffing the bow. We get shot blocked a little bit on this one, but I'm pretty sure he wound up stuffing it. We're probably going to have to go back to the replay and take another look at this one. Here we can see he's on top of the wave, falls down into the trough, and right here, we see that water come over the top of the boat, but I think he stuffs it again right there. Even though we get shot blocked on the second stuffing, we can see just a ton of water coming over that bow. And unfortunately for our captain, stuffing's going to give him a loss, and that's going to give the boats a loss here in the second round. And this will bring us to the third round of our competition, tied at 1 apiece. And here in the third round, the boats are actually going to toss, well, what I would call a mystery boat in the ring, because I'm not 100% sure what this is. I do notice it's got a Suzuki outboard on the back, but that's about all I can make out. I don't even wind up catching the horsepower number on this, but let me know in the comments below, do you know what this vessel is? If so, give us an idea. But Captain's starting to make his approach into Boca. This is more of a flat bay style boat. It's not really designed for heavy offshore conditions, so Cap's doing what he has to do, which is approaching this correctly, which is trying to just toss up on the back of a wave, keeping the power to try and keep up with that wave in front of him, while hopefully not letting the waves behind him catch up, because if they do, they're going to lift the stern of the boat up and he'll lose control temporarily and possibly even wind up stuffing it in the wave in front of him. But Cap looks good. I mean, it wasn't a crazy approach. He didn't come blasting in, but that's not always the path. But this is the correct path for him to get in and take a win for the boats here in the third round. And that's going to give the boats a 2-1 edge as we move into the fourth round of our contest. And here in the fourth round, the boats are going to toss a pursuit in the ring to try and see if they can bring this one to an early end. And here we go, Cap's making his way out and taking kind of a slower roll approach. Got the boat barely up on plane, which is not a terrible path for a day like today, but it's a rough day. He might want to lean into the throttles just a little bit to try and get this bow up, especially as he moves out into these rollers, and no, he's gonna wind up stuffing it. Just didn't have enough power or enough trim. The bow drops down. It's an ever so light stuffing, but as we've mentioned many times before, we don't rate the stuffings on how hard they stuffed it. It either is or it isn't, and unfortunately in this case it is, and the captain winds up taking a loss for the boats here in the fourth round. And that will bring us to our fifth and final round of our contest, and we are now tied at 2 apiece. And we're going to go ahead and close this out exactly where we started off, as we've got the blue top legend coming back into Boca Inlet. Let's see how she fares with these really heavy following seas. She kind of paused, stopped to line it up, wait for her set, and pick her window to go, and she lets the wave behind her catch up to her just briefly, kind of loses control just for a moment, puts the throttle back down, gets posted up on the back of another wave though, and now she's just going to try and ride this in without letting anything come from behind and catch her. And she looks good here again. We'll fall down to the trough probably a little bit on this one, but overall not bad, and she's going to make it in without issue, taking a win for the boats, which means the boats will take a win in this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.